It won't go far. And I ain't gonna shoot.
Is that the truth?
That's the truth. That's the truth.
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
We're going live in 5,
Like
4, 3, 2, 1.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Welcome everybody to Slapstick Comedy, and this is Stephen G with the new podcast, All Things Comedy. I got some special guests in the studio with me this evening. Mandi Cobb, the mayor of Cobb City.
Oh shit!
Comedian Mandi Cobb is here.
Look who it is!
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. We have Freddie Simone.
Hey.
Freddie is with us.
It's Columbus's own Freddie Simone. You know, it's got the jokes on the microphone.
That's right.
Yep.
Destin Richardson, my friend. I met him a few months back. Destin, how you doing, buddy?
Happy to be here.
And Mike Bono.
Yeah.
Mike Bono. It's not Bono, it's Bono.
It's Bono.
Mike,
just like the singer from U2.
Ah, no, that's right. All right. How you guys doing today?
I'm all right.
Doing all right?
Yeah.
Comedy treating you guys good?
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's the best form of entertainment, and it's a great way to make a living. Let me tell you. You guys agree?
I agree.
How long you all been doing stand-up?
I just celebrated my 3-year anniversary on, I believe it was Tuesday. So,
Okay, that was Mandi just in 3 years. All right. You're still green, a little novice. It's all right.
But when you a beast, you just that.
Yeah, I love that time.
It's a difference.
I absolutely love that time. I mean, 4 years in, I was on Comic View, so it's the best time. Let me tell you.
Get me
Let me
there.
tell you. I will. I'll talk to some of my friends. Definitely will. They're bringing it back. I'll talk to some of my friends.
Thank you,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Freddie Simone, how long you been doing it?
I just came up my second year, I believe. Yeah, 21 is when I started.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Pretty fresh.
Yes.
Freddie fresh.
I'm
Mike?
a toddler, yeah.
How about you, Mike?
November will be 11 years.
11 years.
good.
All right. All right. 11
That's
years.
a blessed career.
Destin,
I say I'm going on 5.
5 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's a little milestone right there. You know what I mean? 5 years in, you should be headlining. You should have 45 minutes. 5 years in, you should have 45. You should be headlining. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's how that thing should go. You guys get in comedy to make people laugh or to get rich, to get money?
Yes.
I'm trying to get rich.
Both, or you trying?
Yeah.
I can't even personally say to make people laugh because that's just my natural ability. I'm trying to get rich from my natural talent and ability for real. But I do understand it's the work that you put in the midst to get there. So that's what I'm about to start focusing on.
Yeah, definitely. Destin, what do you think?
I was gonna say, I mean, both. I'll say more just for the joy of it, because I mean, I supplement with a good day job for the time being, but I hate that day job, so I'm trying to go full time.
Right. I just love to make people laugh. That's why I got into stand up back in 1992, if you can believe it. Yeah, that was my whole motivation. First question up, I'd like to know from you guys, what type of rooms do you prefer? Do you prefer urban rooms to mainstream rooms, or like what's your preference? What do you like best, Mike?
I don't really have a preference. I mean, I've done all types of rooms.
Doesn't matter.
11 years, as long as the crowd's willing to laugh and
Listen.
be there and listen and not be too much of hecklers in the crowd, which I love hecklers anyways. But, it's, I don't really have a preference on a room. As long as the crowd's there to listen and be entertained, I'm cool with it.
Mandi, how about you?
Well, for me, it's a little bit different because I really don't indulge in the rooms. I'm more of the type of comedian. I throw my own shows. I invest into my own brand, and I sell out my own rooms. My room's comfortable. You ain't got to worry about getting shot. It's more ballroom style. You really going to get your gear on. You going to come have a good time. Now, when I do see the other rooms, I'm comfortable with me, so I'm comfortable anywhere.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I don't remember anybody getting shot at after a comedy a comedy show.
Columbus so unpredictable these days.
I've seen a few fights, but that's because but no one get shot after
they
laughing.
All missing. They all swinging, missing.
All missing. Freddie, how about you?
I like. I can do any room. I'm not gonna lie. Those urban rooms, whew, they just rough because motherfuckers be like, I'm ready, make me laugh.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
but you just
And
gotta
ha
be
ha ha,
quick.
where's the next
Yeah,
one?
ha ha ha. Where's the next one? Where's the next one? And but I do like comedy clubs because they just be ready. They be drunk and ready to laugh. So, but I could do any room. I'm not scared of it.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. What's your advice for young comics? What would you say that, and you can start, Freddie, since you just left off. What's your advice? Since you're so green, I mean, you've seen a lot in a couple of years, I'm sure, because it doesn't take long to know the business and to see it, once you've been working in it a bit. What's your advice for someone like hadn't started yet, but thinking about a comedy career?
If they thinking about it, just do it. Like, one, tomorrow ain't promised, so if you scared to do some shit, you better hurry up and go do it. Number one. Number two, my advice is just be true to yourself and stick to it regardless what anybody says around you. Even people giving you advice, you take that with a grain of salt, because they might stray you the wrong way. You never know, but stay true to yourself and keep moving, keep going, because people will deter you. They will try. And the culture, comedic culture, you might want to quit 1,000 times, but you like, man, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it.
All this stuff I hear now, I've never heard this stuff when I first started. It was
Really?
nothing like this.
Yeah, this shit crazy.
It was nothing like this. We all got along. I don't.
It's toxic sometimes, and you just be like, I'm honestly like, why can't we all just get along? That's just me.
I don't know where it
But-
came from.
It be mostly the men. It's mostly the men.
I don't understand
it's
it.
weird.
I don't understand
Yeah.
it.
I'm trying
I've
real
seen
hard
so
right
much-
now, sitting next to Mandy, because I can't stand
It's
her.
a fraternity.
Shit, let me change your mind, baby.
See, I opened the door for that one. My bad, Joe. My bad.
Destin, same question. What's your advice for a young up and coming comic?
Don't be afraid of rejection. You're gonna bomb. You're gonna not get gigs. And if you want it bad enough, nothing will stop you. That very first killer set I ever had in Toronto, it's gonna take 200 bombs before I ever forget how that first one felt.
Yeah,
So,
once you're bit by the bug,
yeah.
it's over.
And it's not if you're going to bomb, it's when you're
When.
going to
It's
bomb.
when.
And that's
It's
one
when.
thing I would tell you. Don't be afraid to bomb. You learn so much more from bombing on stage. I've bombed so much in 11 years, and I look forward to it because, now I can go back and watch the tape and see what the hell I did wrong and fix it. And that's what you got to do. And get on stage as much as possible.
Much as possible.
I've been doing this 11 years. I'll still do open sets. I'll still do open mics, and I'll still do contests just to get on stage.
Yeah.
Practice
I was
the
about to
craft.
ask that. That was my next question about open mic. Do you think it's good?
Yeah, I mean,
It's a workout.
yeah, I would say it's like our training camp for when football
Sure.
season just start. That's our training camp to work out new jokes and see if they work and how to change some of your older material to keep it still a little bit fresh. So yeah, open mics are a crucial part of the game.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't get into the open mics. I actually did my first open mic a couple weeks ago. Freddie was in the
That was
building.
the first one?
That's the first time I ever did an open mic because I don't know. It's just something.
No, I think it's good for you. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
It's
You
good.
do?
Yeah, sure.
I just when I went to the open mic, I just wasn't even impressed. I was kind of bored.
So here's the thing for me.
Okay.
Open mic is a classroom setting. It's not for you to be like, oh, I'm the best. Oh,
Yeah, talking to the
it's
mic,
not for,
please. Thank you.
My bad. It's not for you to be like, oh, I'm the best one. I don't be comfortable around mics, y'all. I'm sorry.
Well,
Anyway.
get comfortable.
Sorry, Mike. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's why I'm over here and she's
Yeah,
over there.
yeah,
She's
far
not
away as
comfortable.
possible.
Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
comfortable.
But it's like a workout, so it's not for you to go and be like, yay, I killed that open mic. It's not for that purpose.
So I was the funniest comic there that night
yeah,
or whatever,
so
right?
what? I was the sloppiest drunk there that night. Who cares?
Right.
And you've
But-
been both.
Yeah.
I have. But it's for one, people that didn't follow you before, didn't even know you.
Yeah.
They like, oh, she's doing this open mic. Let me go see what show she at.
Right.
So it
You right, because when I left out, they was like, "That's it." Like,
yeah,
that's
they
it.
want
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
They want more. So leave them.
I tell you what you do sometimes. Just go up there and don't do any of your material. Just
Yeah.
wing it. That's
Yep.
what I
Yeah.
do at open mics.
Yep.
I just wing it, how you doing, and go in.
Okay.
And just see what sticks and what, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because just talking, you've got a comedic mind, so things are going to come out comedically.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just work on stuff, because I'm telling you, you're going to do most of your writing from stuff that just came up, not the jokes that you wrote out,
Right.
you thought about. No, it'll be spur of the moment, and I got to write that down. It'll be
Right.
the funniest things you say.
Yep.
Not the
Right.
things you thought of, but sit there and thought for hours or whatever. It'll be the spur of the moment thing that'll be the funniest.
Yep, you're
Yep.
right. You're right. I agree. Can we go back to that one question about the young and up and coming?
Sure. You got
Artist.
something to add?
Yeah, I want to just say this. When you come in the game, especially if you come in the game blazing, because when I came in, I was blazing. And everybody came at me trying to lowball me, trying
Yeah.
to pay me under my worth, telling me they the gatekeeper of Columbus comedy.
Yeah, I don't know where all this hate came
Nigga,
from.
you ain't
Yeah.
the gatekeeper of Columbus comedy, and you know who I'm talking to.
If they're listening. If they're listening.
If you not, somebody is, and they know who I'm talking about
Yeah,
too.
let 'em know.
Yeah.
You gotta really. They don't embrace you here. When I came in the game, I didn't get embraced. I earned every little bit of every fan I got for real.
Yep.
They kept coming to me. Hey, I got $100. I want to know. Every male comedian, would you pull your dick out for $100? I'm not pulling my dick out for $100, and that's why they don't like me, because they couldn't pimp me.
Yeah.
They couldn't pimp me. So young and up and coming comedians, pimp yourself. Don't let nobody pimp you.
I could dig that.
I just bought a car, so if someone wants to see my dick for 20 bucks,
He's been working.
You'll be on the show desk?
yeah,
You'll be there?
yeah,
he got it.
5 inches of white lightning.
Oh,
5 inches away.
oh, shit, I got that in my pocket. Let me compare your dick to mine, man.
Oh my God.
That's in the prison wallet right now, actually.
That's funny as fuck.
My next question is about hosting. Have you guys ever hosted a show?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think is important about hosting and what's not important about hosting?
It's a fine line when you host, because you don't want to be the funniest person there and take the spotlight away from the people who are actually there to perform. But you also got to keep the crowd engaged and warm them
Exactly.
up at the start. So it's a fine line between like, I got this killer material I want to do, and then it's just like, well, these motherfuckers behind me now are just now they're bombing because I was funnier than them and I'm the host. This isn't
Yeah.
about me; it's about them.
Yeah.
So it's a fine line. I like hosting. It stretches your comedic muscles a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Mandy?
Well, I haven't. Well, I host parties. I've been hosting parties and stuff. But as far as comedy shows,
Well,
no.
yeah. Well, you had
But
other comics on the show of the parties, right?
Oh yeah, and so
Okay,
because
so-
I hired. Period. I hired. Now I might change up, make y'all pay y'all's way on my stage. Anyway,
So should a host
She's
do a lot of
never
time, you
no,
think?
the host needs to be in groove with the audience. The host needs to be the one that's keeping the audience riled, whether it's from the music that's playing and keeping it
Like
going.
Mike said, engaged,
Yeah,
yeah.
but don't overshadow the comedians now. The 3 shows that I threw myself, I hired hosts, and my best host was Ro the Realist. Ro shut my show at the Valleydale down. He is a beast. My other 2 hosts, one I just let the DJ do it, and he did it. He ran it smooth. So sometimes I just think it's about your crowd. My crowd wanted to party. And
Okay.
a lot of crowds be wanting to party.
Freddie, what do you think?
Hosting. Okay, so in my first year of hosting, I didn't know what to do at all. I didn't know really how to keep the audience. I knew how to keep them engaged, but like you got to keep timing.
Sure.
You know, timing
Yes.
of the show and who's next. Where's your comedian? It's
Who's
more
on deck?
Yeah, who's on deck. And as I'm learning, I've learned to keep a better, a tight grip of the time and things like that. But just to plug my, I host trivia each and every Wednesday
All
from
right.
7 to 9 at Buffalo
Okay.
Wild Wings Easton. Trivia goodness. Freddie Simone. That's
How
all.
about that? How about
Yeah.
that? Now, this leads right into the next question. Being a feature act, do you think that the feature act should tail their self down or to curb their funny to make the headliner shine more? Because I've opened for a lot of headliners and they did not want the feature act to be, they were telling me, I won't mention any names, but these people are stars.
Okay.
And they were like, you shouldn't go out there and just be like Blazuki. And I was like, well, I only have one speed. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that's
Dude,
that's weird.
Destin, what do you think? You think you should give it go for it, or you think you should tell it back for the headliner?
Yeah, go for it. Make them bring their game up.
That's right.
That's
what
right.
I think.
Don't get complacent. Even when you hit the headliner stage, you can always step your game up. Always. And if a good feature act blows it away, that's your wake up call of like, hey, let me dial it back, take a look at myself, all that, and force yourself to always have to bring it.
Yeah. Steel should sharpen steel.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
It should.
So it's kind of like when Eminem murdered Jay-Z on Renegade. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Jay-Z supposed to be the best, but when Eminem got on that track, he murdered Renegade, and people was like, "Damn, we ain't expect that." But I'm sure Jay went back and was like, "It'll never happen again." You know what I mean? So I believe the same thing.
Yeah, same.
At the same time, a feature act is there to perform too. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Like they're there to
It's
get
getting
their
paid,
stage
right?
time, and they're getting paid too. So earn your money.
Yeah.
Go out there and earn your money.
And how else would they look at you as a headliner if you're not killing?
Right. If you're just going out there and just doing mediocre shit, then that's all they're going to think you are. All right, he's a feature. He's going to be a feature for the rest of
and they going to expect every feature. That's the level they going to put us at. Well, a feature ain't supposed to be almost. Nah, a feature can be as good as the headliner. And I would expect that.
And that's kind of the politics when you go into some of those comedy clubs I've heard.
Yeah.
Like, when this big name is coming, tone your shit down so they don't have to work so hard.
Yeah.
Because they're allowed to get up on stage and be drunk and just talk. Because they, they filled the seats in or whatever.
I've heard people say don't curse. No one curse but me.
But then how are you going to hire me and then tell me don't do what you hired me to do?
I'm like,
Wouldn't get hired.
I was sitting here thinking of a cuss word.
I'm thinking it's crazy for a headliner. Now, I understand if the management says something to you, but if the headliner himself says, okay, guys, don't do this because I'm going to do that, I'm like, forget you.
That boy can't tell me nothing because I'm trying to get on. They came to see you,
There
but
you
I'm
go.
trying to pop, nigga.
There you go.
Right. That's the whole point of me featuring for you so I could pop. Like,
some headliners around the country, they have padded shows. I'm sure you've seen it, where they don't want any strong people opening up for them or featuring for them. They don't. They want to be the
I
person.
think that's so
the
interesting.
that's so insecure, isn't it?
But it's a
They're
lot
never
of
going to get better.
It's a lot of people around the city like that too. When they got a little bit of buzz, but then somebody else come in the game and they buzz a little bit more. Oh, you get a lot of fucking hate, and it really we will be stronger together for real.
Yeah,
Columbus
we will
got
be.
some really talented comics, man, and we really.
I hate
can
on
take
everybody
over.
who came in the game after me.
You did?
Everybody.
You hate?
Yeah, I hate them. I hate them all. Why would I be friends with them? Why would I collab
To
with
me,
them?
it ain't no. I'm only in
Fuck 'em all.
competition.
Why would you
with
collab?
Like, how do you think I feel about Freddie Simone?
I know
Been
exactly.
in 2 years. I've been in it 5. Now fuck her.
How do you think I feel about all y'all? I've been 11 years
That's
over
what I'm
here sitting in the
saying,
corner.
like-
You put baby in the corner over here.
No one puts baby in the corner. All right, guys, we're moving on. All right, what do you guys think about people tagging your jokes? Like,
What do you mean tagging?
Like, are we in a workshop?
no, like you say a joke, and then the host comes back on and he tags on to the joke that you said. What do you think about that? Or stealing? It's tagging and then they're stealing.
If I catch a man comic on stage talking about he snuck a dick, I know that's my shit. You feel me? If you ever hear one of those say, "Hey, I sneak dick," that man's gay as hell because you ain't supposed to be doing that.
I mean, is it flattering to you, Destin, if someone tags your stuff after you leave the stage?
After you leave stage, I kind of view it also as just one more second of keeping the audience thinking about the previous comic. Now, it's a
Are
fine
you
line.
flattered?
It's a
Are you
fine line.
flattered with it or not?
If they're good at it, yeah. But if they suck at it, then
Yeah.
and it's one of those things. A host learns by doing that and failing. Yeah, I think it's flattered. I just like when people talk about me. I'm a comedian. I'm vain. So
kind of handsome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the king of Newark, guys.
Yeah.
Maddie's just here to hit on everybody in the room. That's why
Yeah.
she's here.
Yeah.
I think that tagging the person's previous joke is okay, but then if you keep going on for 5-6 minutes with more tags,
Yeah.
all right, you taking my whole premise and my joke now,
Yeah,
like
yeah. You're writing off of me.
Just like
Right.
one zinger, basically.
Yeah,
Just
one
like
zinger.
If it's a quick callback, okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's
fine,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
after that, it's like, write your own shit.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
My
Yeah.
thing would be like if I got off stage and the host came up and was like, "Damn, she sneak dick." That's cool.
Yeah,
I'd be
right,
like,
right,
that's cool.
right,
But
right.
If you like, damn, she sneak dick. Well, she got a kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Going
nah,
too-
now
too
you-
far.
You're going too far.
You're doing
bro.
too much. Huh?
Yeah.
State your own stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, this might be a little hard. When was the first time you went on stage? And where was it? And how did
in
it
my
go?
life or like in comedy?
In not at
Because
the
I was Little Red Riding
family
Hood in second
reunion
grade.
and stuff.
We're
No.
not talking about the play in middle school.
Yeah,
right
yeah.
It was in
now.
elementary
when you
school.
were a tree
It
or
was
some
traumatic.
shit like that. No.
I was Little
Soldier-
Red Riding
soldier.
Hood.
First time ever with a microphone and a crowd.
With a microphone in a crowd. My very first was open mic at Red Rock, Hassan's crowd. And I went with Sister Lou. She talked me into it because we did karaoke right before. And I said I haven't said this joke really on stage, but it's pussy versus coochie joke. And I'm still working on that one.
Okay, so how do you think your set went?
They loved it. They was like, as soon as I said pussy, they turned around like, so I got their attention.
How much time did you do?
5.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
How about you, Mandy?
I
First
sweat a
time
little
ever?
bit.
How much
All right,
time?
So let me tell y'all. All right, the first time I got on stage was at Eclipse Lounge. It was hosted by a guy, another comedian. I ain't gonna speak no names because when you talk, when people think,
Well, you don't have to. Just come on with the story.
Yeah.
so
We ain't got a lot of time on here. There's other people.
Exactly.
It was supposed to be just me getting on stage for the first time,
Uh-huh.
and I started like promoting it real crazy. Turned out 150 people in the room. I wasn't supposed to be the headline, but of course he came to me and said, "You the headline. They all here for you." And I came out and I probably did 30 minutes first show,
Wow.
hands down. Y'all can go watch it. It's on my Facebook page. It's
Wow,
dope,
how
too.
about that?
Yeah.
30
Okay.
minutes.
At
I
the
think I did
Eclipse.
about 20, 25 my first time ever on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike?
Mine's a little bit of a weird story. I had a buddy, a fraternity brother of mine, that was hosting open mics, and like he just kept hounding me. This was back in Steubenville, Ohio. Where
I love
Richmond's from.
Steubenville and Weirton.
Weirton, yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in West Virginia, so yeah. And he just kept pounding me like, "Dude, you're hysterical. You're hysterical. Just come on stage. Just come on stage." It's like, man, that's your shit. I'm not willing to do that. But he had a comic drop out, and he had built this open mic up so much that the bar was starting to pay him and the other comedians
Nice.
Wow.
for
That's nice.
Wow.
for the open mic. And he was like, I had a comedian drop out, and this bar owner's such a dick that he said if I don't fill every comedic spot that he's not paying anybody. I was like, for you, I'll do that.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'll write your jokes for you. I was like, nah, man, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it on my own. I'll write my own jokes. And I
Right.
did 20 minutes, and I absolutely killed it. And I
Fire.
caught the comedy bug, and I had crippling stage fright when I first started. Like, to the point where, like, you put a spotlight and a microphone in me, I pass out. Like, it was that bad. But now I look forward to getting on stage. But, that first time was just like a buddy talking me into it, and he doesn't even do comedy anymore. That's the
That's
thing.
the killer
he-
part.
I feel
the
like
killer
part. He
I
doesn't do it
shortchanged
anymore.
myself with my first 5. Like, y'all did 30 and 20. Like, what about you, Destin?
Yeah, mine was 20. Because I didn't realize comedy open mic sort of thing. I just went to
Me
like
neither.
a basic general open mic, and they were all 20-minute slots, and it was at the
Wow.
big room bar here in Columbus. And yeah, I did 20, and like I did like pretty well. I'd say like I did like a solid B if I was grading it. Like sure, maybe 2 or 3 didn't land, but all the rest they got the reaction I wanted. So
You went there prepared to do open mic comedy?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, and I remember telling the guy too. He's like, "How much setup time do you need? Where's your instruments and everything?" I was like, "No, I'm just doing comedy." And he's like, "Oh, we never get comedy." The way he said that,
Oh, God, we never did that.
That's going to be
He's saying,
interesting.
"Oh, this
Wow,
but no,
that's
like,
funny.
Yeah. And yeah, that one went pretty well. My first 4 after that, and I started getting a little cocky. And then that 5th open mic I did,
Yeah, it's always that one that gets you.
No doubt.
That's
no
funny.
doubt. Where's the worst place to do stand up, you think? The worst place.
I did a festival, and it was in the middle of bumfuck, and you got a purty mouth, and like there were people like just walking up on stage while I was performing. Like there were two people sitting
Wow.
in a chair watching. Everybody else was just walking around. This one girl came up and leaned on the stage and was having a conversation with me. I was like, "Do you think I'm not working here? Like, this is my job. Like, this is what I
That's
do."
funny.
And go away. Like, I don't know what else to do. People were screaming jokes from across the field I was
Wow.
at. It was
Field.
yeah. Well, my GPS told me I had arrived, and I was in the middle of a cornfield. So
That's someplace I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have.
Well,
never
11 years,
agreed.
you're going to experience some stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
11 years. Worst place.
I did comedy in the backyard, and I drove 2 hours to Canton, and I didn't even perform because they took too long starting, so I left. So that for me right there was the worst place. Or this one place up north, they didn't have no heat, and it was December.
Wow.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I did an old folks home, and it was ridiculous. I mean, they were running around hollering applesauce and fruit cocktail. And, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe this is the worst thing ever. This is the worst show ever. It was the worst place,
hilarious.
I think, to do comedy. That was one
Old
of the
folks'
probably,
homes.
old folks home. I mean, like I've done corporate events, and sometimes they can be,
You've done them before?
I haven't done a corporate event. No, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not the cleanest comic in the world, and
now you got to be clean to corporate
and
events.
that's what
Yeah.
everyone's like. You're funny, but you're not corporate material. I was like, I get it. Whatever. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
stay in my
cool.
lane. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate it. I can clean my set up.
No doubt.
I don't
You
like
just
to do
choose-
it, but I
yeah.
can.
Yeah.
I've done
Yeah.
PG-13 is like the lowest I've gone so far, but yeah.
PG-13 is better than corporate, like, but
I don't know.
Wait,
I still got to kind of be myself. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
You know, and I could get a couple curse words, and because there's times I don't even realize I'm doing it.
Cussing,
Yeah.
I don't even like. It's just
I love
such
cussing.
a natural part of my
Fucking
vocabulary
love
that
it.
I don't even realize that I'm saying it to the point where like somebody's like, "Hey man, you just said the F word like 7 times in a minute." I'm like, "No, I didn't. Shut up." And like it's just I did.
Yeah,
I watched the take back. It's like, yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, it's never in the writing. Like I can write a clean joke.
Right.
It's just the fact is the moment I stop and I just like let my brain go, all of a sudden I like just drop something. Like
Yeah.
that's why I'm always terrified to sign on to like a clean gig. I've done 3, and unfortunately I was good, but it was very nerve wracking.
I just don't know what I would talk about. If I had to do clean
Right.
comedy, I don't know what. My life is dirty. Like, I don't know what I would talk about.
from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, even your dreams, dirty.
Dirty.
Oh,
Wow.
especially the dreams.
The dreams
Especially
are
the dreams.
definitely
Yeah,
dirty.
you know, Stud's a little different, baby. We got a hell of an imagination because we got to pretend all the time.
Oh my God.
Pretend we coming.
You know what to clean your mind up? Reading the Bible. Clean your mind up.
Get your Bibles out.
I read the Bible. God gave me a song called "No Pussy Greater."
I'll say, Freddie, she's going to be seeing you later tonight after we've all left. So
Where? Oh, in her dreams.
yeah.
Yeah. Freddie's a nightmare though.
All right, guys. Where do where do you get your inspiration from, Destin, to write jokes? Where do you get your inspiration from?
Well, what made me want to be a stand-up comic is Eddie Murphy. I saw Raw when I was 13, which admittedly no 13-year-old should ever see Raw.
No.
But and then I saw a Doug Stanhope special in 2018, and that's what got me to my first joke. But I mean, as far as like the jokes I write, I have a good thought hit me during the day. I'll write the premise down, or I have.
Do you write the
I
whole
started
thing
last
out,
night.
or just the premise, and you add to that once you hit the stage?
Mostly the premise, and then I'll start working it out on stage too. Every now and then I'll write one out word for word, especially if it's like a real story bit.
Right.
Then yeah, I'll take the time and actually I'll write it out a little better. But as far as if it's just like a bit, sure, I'll go off the initial premise and then I'll work some tags over the next couple mics or something like that. But
Mike, same question.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
life, really. You know, you struggle enough in life, and you got to realize that you can either let it get it down, or you can find the funny in it.
Yep.
And you know, I come from a steel mill town where my family was, you were either going along with the joke or you were the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
So you know, that kind of got me into really being quick-witted and thinking on my toes, because when your dad's waking you up and cracking jokes before your eyes are open, like, you kind of gotta like be in the game all the time.
All the time, yeah.
And now it's just I deal with. I'm in sales as a day job now, and you know, you hear nothing but stupid questions. So I don't even really need to write material anymore. I'm at the point where I'll just write down the question that they asked me,
and go from there. And like Destin said, you know, I just write the premise down. I used to write out because I'm a very long-winded, ranting, storytelling comedian, and I used to write out word for word in my notebooks what I would want to say on stage, and then it just got too robotic to me. So now I just write down the premise and I go from there. I'm better off the cuff than I am. And that's another thing that open mic is good for.
Yep.
You just write a premise, go open mic, let it go.
Yep.
Freddie, same question, inspiration.
Inspiration, everything, everywhere, life, my kids, my family, my mom. I've always studied comedy and sketch comedy growing up. Always watched SNL, Mad TV, even musicals. It doesn't matter. I watched it. But yeah, I write a thought down or something that happened. Like, I ordered lunch and the girl was like, well, when would you like it ready? Well, bitch, when do I want to eat? Like 10, 15 minutes from now.
Lunchtime.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. So yeah.
Mandi, inspiration.
Just my life, and you know, I love all.
Just the old crazy life. Just
because I like the raw, like, so
it's
Eddie,
dirty.
Richard Pryor, you got to go all the raw comedians, because I'm more of the shock factor. When people see me for the first time, they're like, "Who the fuck is this?" And then I get into my
blow their mind.
Yeah, I get into my zone, and then but the way I write as if I'm putting my production out there. So I write it from Columbus, we here. From the time I get on stage, it's oh shit, Columbus, we here, we finally here, and that's how I write. But when I get my bits, most of the time I'm in the shower, and half of the time I write my material on the bedroom wall. I have a wall where it's just filled with that, and it's hard because, like, when I had to move from my one apartment, I had so much material on this wall, and the complex was like, you have to paint that. You can't leave that room like
think you're gonna get deposit back? All that bullshit on the wall?
You know, I was trying to get my shit. I wouldn't even try to paint the wall, but I ended up having to paint. So what I did was just took pictures of the wall, and that's pretty much how I just go.
So you wrote it directly on the wall?
I write directly
like on the
my
wall.
walls. Like, I'm gonna have to
like
show you
a
pictures.
bad 3-year-old. Like,
you know, they make dry erase boards
Yeah.
and shit,
I know,
like
but
chalkboards
that just-
and paper, that you big
Just
giant
what in my
tablet.
groove, though, like, that's not my groove. Like, if it come, I just go. So, like, when
Vandalism
people come
is
over
your
my
groove.
house,
I
like,
get it.
like, you know, when people come over my house, they be like, "Damn, man, like, you take this comedy shit for real? Like, what the fuck is up
I
with
feel
your
like
wall?"
this is a crazy house. He drawn on the wall.
And just imagine what's written on there.
Yeah.
It's all
I
type
can't.
of shit.
But,
I don't even want to.
Mike, what's your style? How do you describe your style of stand-up?
I 11 years ago got dubbed the angry white ranting comedian.
Wow.
Because I would just go on stage and just literally bitch about my day. And people were just like, "Man, you're just the angry white comic." And it's weird because I'm Italian. So, but yeah, I've been known to be the ranting comedian. So kind of like, I guess if I had to pick someone, it's more or less like a Bill Burr kind of feel to it, I guess.
Okay. Destin.
Someone once described me as the wettest dry comedian they've ever heard.
Wow.
And I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I was going for. That's what I was going for.
That's funny.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, I'll have, like, more energy than your typical, like, deadpan dry comic, but like the way I write it from the style of, like, a deadpan dry comic. So yeah, I'm like, that's kind of kind of what I'm going for. So.
Freddie Simone, your style?
My style is, I don't even know. It's just me. It's me getting up on stage. It's observations. Me talking to my friend, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it, you have more jokes geared toward women or?
It's everybody, because I grew up with my brothers, you know what I mean, and my cousins. So girly shit, I don't know nothing about that too hard. I'm a tomboy at heart. I'm PlayStation, Nintendo.
Those nails say
tell
otherwise.
Look, this is
Girl,
new.
like,
This is new. I went to LA, so I had to go bedazzle a little bit.
Trim them down.
So what is you? Are you deeming yourself as are you like a soft stud?
I ain't a stud. I ain't a stud.
I don't think we have to ask Mandy what her style is.
I don't fuck with studs.
I ain't no stud.
That's stud.
I don't even wear vests.
I don't think we have to ask
Motherfucker, like,
Mandy what her style is.
Yeah,
Do we have to ask Mandy?
got it. She been
what her
saying
She
style
said
is?
shock factor.
I'm
Yeah.
just, I'm just shock factor. Like really, when people meet me, they gravitate towards me. I don't have a real issue. I just don't want people to try to lowball me and make money.
She
off of
kidnaps them.
That's
That's what it
That's
is.
it.
I know that's
She got
right.
people tied to that wall with her
Yeah,
jokes
she
on.
right.
Man.
Okay, hecklers. How do you deal with them? What? Let me see. How can I? Let's just go with it. How do you deal with them, Mike?
Love them. I absolutely love hecklers. I premise every show as soon as I hear that first person talking shit in the crowd, I'm just like, hey, I have a microphone. Y'all are all in proximity to the speaker system, and I will ruin your night. Like, I am a professional shit talker. Like you're not gonna win against me. I actually did a hecklers contest, which actually because I never used to like it. I never used to like it.
Hecklers contest. I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, same.
It was in Youngstown, Ohio. They had people.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they had people planted in the audience specifically to heckle the comedians, and whoever handled it the best won.
Nice.
Wow.
I ended up taking second in that contest, and I was like,
Did they want you to drill into the heckler or just keep going with your set?
Oh, I did. Like one
But
of them,
they didn't care,
Nah.
whichever you did.
No, it was just whoever handled it the best.
Oh, okay.
And I had a set list wrote out because like you get 15 minutes up there to do what you got to do, and I brought my notebook because I had some new material, and I was only about a year and a half into comedy, and one person goes, "Oh, look, he can't even remember his jokes." I threw my notebook over my shoulder. I went, "Who the fuck are you?" And I just
And went in.
and he was my entire 15
Flat
minutes.
That's funny.
And yeah, it was so much fun. I love hecklers.
My thing, I'm like going deaf in my right ear specifically. So unfortunately, I don't hear. If people do start rumbling a little bit, I have a hard time hearing them. So if I hear a heckler, I know that person has to be disrupting then. If my deaf ass can hear them. I was like, so now you're ruining someone else's. So at that point, I'm like, all right, I can hear you. I am going in on you. But like I said, unfortunately, I probably missed a lot of great opportunities just because I can't hear it. But yeah, I love it. I do love when they heckle because my intro to comedy was by bullying myself. Like I was roasting myself.
Yeah, that's what
And then I was just like, oh, hey, I could probably take this negative energy and put it somewhere else. So yeah, that's how I did it. So like I love doing roast for the same reason too, because like that's like my roots.
Okay.
All right. You guys think it's important to get the feel of the crowd before you go up?
Yes.
I mean, do you think that's important?
You have to know your
Yeah,
audience.
You got to know your audience. You can't just go up there.
I know guys who will sit outside until they call them till it's their time. They're headlining. They don't want they're assholes. They don't want to even be in there. They're they'll sit outside in a limousine or whatever until their name is called.
People that think their shit don't stink.
Yeah, those guys.
No, that's no.
I always thought it was best.
We don't
to-
have enough time for me to go
Right,
into that.
right.
I'll say I'm always in the room regardless because I want to like hear the other acts because again, as I said before, I just freaking love comedy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not in it for me specifically. I just love comedy as an art form. So like I want to hear everybody else's stuff. Of course, I want to go up there and kill it too, but like I'm in it just as much to hear everyone else. So
I think it's important.
unless I get a limo, and then absolutely that sounds way better.
Yeah. I think it's important to test the temperature of the audience before you get up there. I think it. What do you think, Mandy?
I think you should too. I just think, from when I go to other shows and I just witness the crowds, some of the comedians that be up there, they don't look at the crowd and see these motherfuckers is in their sleep. Like motherfucker, you boring. Like, so I think it is. And then if you do notice that the crowd is kind of dead, do something to bring that motherfucker back up. Like, I don't care what you do. Do something. Call the bitch bald-headed, something. Talk to the crowd. Like, I think it's important to know where you at.
What do you think, Freddie?
I think, so, all my life, I've worked in customer service. All my life. So, it's like, from retail to corporate customer service.
What kind? I feel like you a phone sex operator.
Anyway, I do give good phone, but
that's what I heard.
To know your audience, and then just be polite to people first and foremost. Like, that gets you more places than anything. Please, thank you. Greet them all with a smile. And I know I sound like a corporate handbook and everything, but if you do that, they know you before you get on stage, and they're more inclined to watch you and see what you have to say because you had a conversation with them before. Then you have something to bring up to the stage, like, hey, my lady's over there, hey, my guy over there. So, and you got new followers one-on-one. So that's just my take from it.
Yeah, she worked for Chase. you damn.
Customer service.
Yes.
How can I help you?
Hi, this is Freddie. How can I help you?
Yeah.
Nah,
because they're monitoring those calls. So you.
Well, no, for real. When telemarketers call my phone, I answer it like, "Hi, thank you for calling my phone. How can I help you?" And they immediately hang up.
Yes, I would too.
Yeah, they do.
That is
Family support, guys. How important do you think it is, and do you have it? Do you have your family support, Destin?
Oh, I do, which is what makes me think I'm actually never going to make it in this business. Because I don't have that creative friction. I don't have those daddy issues. My parents are in the front center of Freddie's done a couple of my shows. She can attest. My parents are front row and center. And my dad, he's like a Wish.com Sam Elliott. Like, he's got the big mustache. He's got like the gray hair.
I love it.
He doesn't have that deep voice, but you know. And then there's my mom, who I can only describe as White Medea. And she barely finds me funny. She barely finds anybody funny. That's the problem. Is she's pretty stone faced. I think Ro was headlining a show where
she cracked a smile and she loved
did for
Ro.
She calls him Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, she was hugging him, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, they go to almost every single show. Actually, my dad, he's currently in the back end of some radiation and chemo for throat cancer. So this show I did 2 Saturdays ago is the first one I've done in Newark that he ever missed, and like he was so down about it. So like, I recorded it. Yeah,
we're praying for him. We're gonna pray for him.
He's finished. He has his last chemo session Tuesday.
Okay, great.
So on that happy note, you know. But yeah, no, they're supportive. My dad actually is like he like wants me to go the whole way. My mom wants me to keep the day job though, but
Mike.
Yeah.
My parents hate that I do comedy. Like 11 years, they've been to 0 shows. 0. I've said it on stage before. I'm like, I thank you guys for clapping for what my parents are disappointed in. I went to school for communications. I got a bachelor's degree, and you just want to go up there and tell jokes and make fun of people.
And communicate.
I got a communications degree. It's communicating with people. They're like, no, you're making fun of people. I'm like, yeah, and it's
a little bit.
It's a little. It kind of there's good money in it. It's fine. It'll be all right. Like, but yeah, they've been to 0 shows. And,
oh dang!
Yeah.
Of yours, they've actually been to 2 of mine. So.
Yeah. They told me about you. They're like, you should be like him. You work at a day job.
But my mom,
Freddie, I was about to come to you.
My mom, she comes to my shows. She's been to quite a few of them. She supports me. My family supports me. They don't buy tickets and go to shows like that, but they support me. That's about it. I have my dysfunctionality friction, like, you know, but that's about it.
Mandy, same question.
So I've thrown 3 of my own productions. My father has half his feet, and he used to be a pimp. And he said my mom was the best employee he ever had. You know what I mean? My dad will make it there if he can. Send some prayers up for him because he's he's real sick right now.
Okay.
We'll pray for him.
Of course.
My mom, she just a natural hustler. She gonna support the one show she did not. And this is her on my shirt. We call her Keychain Karen. She's actually how I started in comedy. I started on social media and we just went crazy. But she almost died of COVID. My Valleydale show, and she wasn't able to make it. So at the end of the show, we did the tribute. But my entire family, when I did my show, it was about 450 people at the Valleydale. I had people flying in from out of state to come see this show. My whole family, the first 6 or 7 VIP tables, they paid full price. They wasn't asking me for nothing for free. So my support is big. I get a lot of love.
Great. That's beautiful. Likes and dislikes on the road. Mike?
The road in general.
Yeah.
You know, it's been. I mean, I'm getting older. You know, I can't go having a day job and being on the road as much as I would like to. Because I remember, you know, you're in your 20s and you're doing comedy. You know, you can drive 4, 5, 6 hours, do a show, turn around, drive 4, 5, 6 hours back, and still have to work.
And then go to work.
And There was one point in time I drove to Illinois and did like a 5-10 minute set, got paid, turned around, drove home, had just enough time to get back to West Virginia to go straight to work from the show, and I was up for like 36 straight hours. It was.
You drove from West Virginia to Illinois?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I've done it many times.
I hate driving from Newark to here. Shit.
You know, back when you're young and dumb, you know, hell yeah, Illinois wants me to come do comedy. Hell yeah, I'm there. Let's do it. You know, just hop in the car and go.
Yeah, I mean,
wife, family, kids like I have now. You know, and it's just it's tougher to be on the road when you have that family back home. But yeah, the road in general. I mean, I love it, but I hate it.
I was never on the road in my. I was never on the road in my 20s doing comedy, so I don't know.
Slacker.
No, I didn't know I could do comedy in the way I could then. But for me, the road is. I love being on the road because I'm tired of being at home.
Just to get away. It's a paid vacation,
It's a paid vacation. Not always paid. Well, yeah, paid vacation, but it's more lucrative because I'm making more connections than anything. I'm getting away. So mine is like a vacation job. You know, I get away from my kids and all the responsibilities at home, and I don't think nothing about Ohio when I'm out. So, yeah, I know.
Wow, just let everything go.
I'm very neglectful when I'm on the road. Very.
Don't call you, huh?
Not at all. My kids actually
kids.
called me like, Mom, we're here. Yeah, that's nice.
Freddie had kids.
I got 2 of them lovely things.
Well, why you don't ever post them?
I don't need to. This is my life. This is my life. That's
I
why.
sound like a damn stalker. Where
You know what I mean?
kids at? I promise I'm not CP.
I would say you can catch a case over there, man. You talking about why did we see them kids on Facebook?
They grown anyway, so it don't matter.
Oh, how old is you?
You can take that up after the show. Next question. What level of success would you guys all like to achieve out of comedy? What level? You want to be movie stars? You want to be headliners traveling around the country? What level of success? Television, movie, or just a big headliner?
Well, I love how everybody looks at me with the serious questions.
You're the longest one in the game. You guys
11 years.
11 years, but all right. But yeah, Netflix, being on a headliner like that, TV, and being able to do that. And I've always said that, my goal in life is to be a full-time professional comedian. I mean, do I want the Netflix specials? Hell yes.
Hell yeah.
Do I need it? No. If I'm able to go and headline and do these clubs and whatnot and theaters and be able to support my family, whether I get a Netflix special or whatever, Hulu, whatever streaming shit is at that point in time, I don't care. as long as I can support my family and be a full-time professional comedian.
No, that's right. Mandy, level of success.
I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the biggest thing out of Ohio. I really want to take my brand all over the United States. And I want to go on tour. I want to be on tour.
Sky's the limit.
Even if I'm not even a headline, I want to feature underneath a headliner. Like, I'm trying to go to the top. I don't know what motherfuckers is in it for. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm 42. I need $1 million.
I know that's right. Destin, same question.
I would say, well, actually, I hit a milestone in a couple of weeks. I have my first headlining tour. We'll co-headlining tour for some of the dates.
Nice.
To
Congratulations.
DC and back. Thank you.
You're
and then,
welcome.
so next is just, I want to get to answer your question with the ways you gave it. I want to be a club theater headliner with the option of TV and movie every now and then.
Okay, right.
Like
Okay.
land like a good, comedic relief role in like a TV series that gets a couple seasons. That'd be really cool. But yeah, just as, like every other weekend, basically, if I could get in a club, that'd be good for me.
Okay. Freddie, level of success.
Well, inflation. I want more than $1 million. I want like 2-3 billion. I think I want to buy Saturn or Mars or some shit like
your
that.
shit.
Like I want to go ahead and buy the world. So, no, seriously though, just I guess the sky's the limit. Every new opportunity, everything that this comedic journey brings, I'll take it. Like. Not everything, Mandy. But you know, you know what I'm saying?
Mandy was about to chime in. She about to chime in.
That's what I'm
was.
saying. But like he said, like I want to headline clubs and be on tour. I actually kind of want to do cruise ships and always be on vacation while doing comedy.
Paid vacations.
Yeah,
Those are the best.
Just traveling, touring, and getting my merch, I guess, out there too. I want to kind of replace all of like Oprah. I'm gonna be the next.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
Oprah. You gonna
All
be
right.
my gal? You gonna be my
Hey,
gal,
listen,
Mandy?
She wants to be your stud man.
Not
No
my
doubt.
stud man. Not my stud man.
Oh, she's
my
the stud
stud
man.
man.
Yeah, I really just want to sell out the shop. Like, I want to
Oh,
get
hell
so
yeah.
big that I come back and my
Okay.
sleep come and they like, man, I want to feel that. Like, something with me is about accomplishing that thing. You know, like when you graduate high school
Yeah.
and it's that feeling of like,
Accomplishment.
you accomplished that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
I want to feel it to the highest extreme, like
Yeah.
for real. Like I want that. Like I know what the fuck it feel like to be broke. I want to be rich. I want to have an opportunity to get up every day, make my own schedule, whether I want to just go to the gym, go just do whatever, and then go to the comedy club. And then, of course, when it's all said and done, I want to open up Cobb Cities down here, Cobb Cities Comedy Trap. That's
How about that?
Will
How
they
about
have
that?
corn on the cob?
every day, baby.
This question is just for the guys.
Oh, that's me.
Destin.
Hey, that includes me.
Destin
Hey.
and I guess Mandy,
Yeah,
but,
okay.
but when you hear the question, you'll know that you'll already. The question, guys, Destin and Mike, $1 million to put on a dress. Would you do it?
You got the money?
Yeah.
I put it on for free before when I was in
I-
college.
yeah, I
I'm
have
not
to.
putting on no dress. As a
So
man,
that was
I'm not
easy.
putting on no
I told
dress.
you once you heard the question.
As a man, shut
You might
up.
back
I'm not
out.
putting on. Yeah,
For why?
I'm
For
cool,
why?
bro.
For
I'm
why?
cool. I'm just
$1 million bucks.
I'm
$1 million.
Yeah, I've done it.
I don't know
$1
whether to come
Yeah.
at you as a man or a woman right now.
She got a
So,
dick ring on her
You
pinky.
feel
Yes,
me?
she does.
And a necklace.
And my
She
jewelry.
didn't. He didn't say go on to the nines with makeup. He said put a dress on.
dress on.
I'll put a dress on. I'll air my shit
I
out
ain't
for a little bit
That,
for $1
yeah,
million.
that's the thing.
$1 million.
I'll feel the breeze. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Hey,
Well, your
I'll
dick
say-
ain't that big, so it's like,
We,
yeah.
hey, we still gotta air that shit out too. Yeah.
Little ass balls.
Yes.
Oh no, big ass balls.
Sorry, Steve.
ball you to death.
I got 2 big pillows to rest that on. Yeah.
Mandy was just going to make the show X-rated. We have to apologize for Mandy.
I'm sorry, man. Ew.
This is my take on wearing a dress. if I ever get approached with it, I don't mind putting on a dress, but I gotta kill somebody in the scene.
You silly.
This is the reason.
Gotta look manly.
This is the only way I can put the dress on. I gotta sneak in there, and it's a movie. You can let me kill 4 or 5 people and then sneak
Not just
out.
one, but 4 or 5.
Like Willem
4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's gotta
It's
be.
gotta be.
like Willem Dafoe in Boondock Saints. Like, you know, he does book acting, but then he killed the dude in the
There you go.
bathroom. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I sneak out. We're in drag or whatever. I can do it that way. But
Yeah.
other than that, no. I've got to be able to kill somebody in the scene. It's
So-
why I put the dress on.
So if you're not
That's
cooking,
the only.
What if you're hunting?
That's the only way I can
Like
do it.
hunting
But-
deer in a dress.
so
like,
what's
but
your
that's-
reasoning outside of that? Like, why wouldn't you put on
I
a
got
dress?
grandkids.
Thank you. Integrity. That's what it's about to me.
Yeah.
You're a comic. I mean, you're there to make people laugh. Have you seen a big 34-year-old pistachioed male coming out in a dress? You don't think that's going to get a chuckle?
I'm gonna be like, man, he gay as fuck. I don't think it's funny. I think it's like, what the fuck are you doing? No, let me stop.
I'm comfortable with myself. I don't
know.
give a shit.
I'll say I saw the thing where Elton John and Johnny Cash one time on SNL, they swapped outfits.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
here's the thing, Johnny Cash, no one is ever going to say that dude's
He's-
gay.
yeah,
He's
ever,
as straight as
ever.
it gets.
I
It was
think-
just for a laugh.
I think Mike's
Yeah.
pretty straight.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I wouldn't question it if I seen them legs.
Hairy as all hell. It's just, looks like I got long black socks on at all times.
No doubt. Do you guys watch stand-up on television? Why or why not?
No.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I do. I love comedy so much that I just want to watch everybody else, perform the craft. And like everyone
You don't
saying,
think it'll ease into your subconscious, other people's jokes or material?
No, because
By watching
it's
it?
been 11 years and it hasn't yet. So
Okay.
I know how to shut that off. I'm watching an entertainer and then flipping the switch to being the entertainer. It's so subjective that you can talk about the same topic on stage, and I feel like there's a lot of comics that will watch just to be like, okay, what's everybody talking about?
Yeah.
Let me put my spin on that then. But there's
But
so
they can
much
watch
hate.
late night and get that.
Well, shit, I can watch my 14-year-old and get that, but I mean, I like watching, these. What are they doing that have reached the pinnacle of the business, and just kind of just enjoying it.
Freddie?
I'm gonna say, yes, I watch local comedians at the open mics and everything. I actually have tapered off watching people's specials on Netflix. One, sorry Netflix, but some of y'all's comedic specials ain't hitting. I'm so sorry. Like within 5 minutes, I'm turning it off.
That's why you gotta find the older ones, like the old.
Yeah, the
ones.
older
You gotta
ones.
watch
Yeah,
those
you
ones.
do.
For me, it's I didn't want it to seep in because I'm a new comic and I didn't know if it would or not.
Right.
So I really haven't. But I actually don't even turn my TV on too much anymore.
That's
I
me. That's me.
I
Mandy?
just don't.
I like to watch to study. Like,
Yeah.
I like to watch to see. So my biggest thing right now is how I'm closing out. So I like to watch, like when Country Wayne and them just did all their Netflix specials. I'm looking at how they're bringing their jokes back full circle. That's stuff I need to work on, and their transitions and crossovers. So that's how that's what I call the stuff.
It's like a
And that's what you
training camp
take
for
it.
you.
Yeah, just taking
I'm
away.
watching because I don't
Yeah.
do the open mics. I don't like when I'm at home. Like my fiance, she gets so frustrated because we got all these big ass mirrors, and I'll just stand in front of the mirror and just be talking shit.
That's what you
all
gotta
day.
do though at the
And-
beginning.
But that's
It
what
is.
I do, and so I do. But I don't watch like Comedy Central type things and stuff like that. I don't watch ridiculousness and shit like that people say are supposed to be funny. It just never. It's not my thing. So I like to watch older comedians. I go on YouTube a lot and pull up a lot of Richard
Yeah.
Pryor and
Right.
things like that. I like Raw.
That was my next question. Who's your favorite comics living? Who's your favorite comic living? Destin?
So probably me. No, I'm kidding. My favorite is Doug Stanhope, but again, also Eddie Murphy. Like if he ever comes back, I will sell stuff in my house to afford the ticket.
Sir.
True king of comedy.
Oh, for sure, for
True.
sure.
Yes,
And
sir.
Dave. Chappelle. It's a comic podcast. I was like, Dave, you know.
No doubt.
But yeah. Also, Patton Oswalt. He was one of the first white comics I ever found funny because like I got my start with like Chappelle and Kings of Comedy and Martin Lawrence and all that. So like, yeah, I wasn't. It was like I was like 17 before I was like, oh, white people can be funny too. Who knew?
Didn't know out there in Newark.
Mandy?
I just love Eddie Murphy. I just love Eddie fucking Murphy, bro. If I ever got the opportunity to meet that man, if they said you get $1 million or sit and have a conversation with Eddie Murphy, I would take the conversation with Eddie Murphy every day.
Every day.
Love
You
it.
learn more from that conversation and earn more than $1 million sitting down and talking to him.
Right.
Because him and Martin Lawrence, when you look at my shit and how I bring my 7 different personalities, I learned all that just from coming to America and all just the different. Bro, I love improv and sketch comedy and shit like that, but them is my guys. I love Martin Lawrence and I love Eddie Murphy.
What about you, Freddie? Your favorite?
It's like a whole different. So, growing up watching Night Court, it was Marsha Warfield, just because she's that big, strong, woman. And
I worked with Marsha one time,
and I went to LA and I got to shake her hand, so I was like, okay, that's what's up. And then Whoopi Goldberg, just because back in the 80s and 90s, she was on tour with Billy Crystal and Robin Williams, and she was not your typical black woman to be seen, and she was up there entertaining, and not only just in comedy but acting, you know what I mean, and theater. Those couple of people, those women rather, are very influential. And Bruce, I love me some Bruce. I don't care, he could come every time he comes to Columbus. I will go see him. His smile brightens up my day. I will always, even if he tells the same jokes, it don't matter. I love his big ass.
Now, he's a good friend of mine. I know him well.
That's what's up. He seems like a good dude, a good man.
Oh, he absolutely is. He absolutely is.
Do y'all feel like the comedy world sleeps on Jamie Foxx? Because I think he's dope too.
He is.
I think he's so multi-talented.
Yeah, that too.
You know,
You can't pinhole him
you
into
really
one
can't.
thing.
You really can't.
Just a pure entertainer.
And that's why if he just did stand up, then they would give him all the accolades.
Yeah.
But he acts, he sings, he does everything. So
I love dude.
He's a true entertainer.
Swiss Army knife,
He is.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Sweet, bro.
yeah, Cedric think his name is the entertainer. It should be Jamie Foxx, the
Jamie.
entertainer.
Yeah.
It should have,
Yeah.
that would fit him better. What are you guys' opinion on the cancel culture? Destin?
Oh, got to start with Big Whitey over here.
Yeah. Like someone jumping up, you're wrong, mister.
That was just like when she was like saying like, I'm gonna ask you both of y'all your dick sizes at some point in this. I was like, oh, that's gonna be an interestingly low number. No, I mean, if someone does like some really heinous shit, sure. Also, admittedly, if you're going back like 20, 30 years, at that point, like you're reaching.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like, as far as like words you can't say, I say them, I don't care.
Spaz. Did you hear that word spaz now? Somebody said spaz and it was a
that.
problem.
What?
Like, yeah, somebody said spaz in a song and it was like, that's so offensive. I don't know. I read it on somewhere.
Is that offensive to like epileptic people?
Yeah,
Because I'm
that's-
epileptic.
But that's why. Spaz.
I'll spaz the fuck out, I don't care.
Mike,
Shut up, Destin.
Mike, what's your opinion on cancel culture?
I can't stand this cancel culture. Everyone's just too damn sensitive. Like, if you're coming to a comedy show
Wow.
and you want to get offended, you paid us to be offended.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's just, and if you're offended, that's on you. That's
Yeah.
not on me. I don't have to worry about your feelings. I'm up there to
Yeah.
make money and entertain a crowd,
Flat
and
out.
I don't care about your feelings. I don't. I care about mine, and we've gotten too sensitive as a world.
I think so. When people come to a comedy club just to yell out and say what they don't like or what they're offended by.
You're going to come there to get offended? Go screw yourself.
I mean, back in the day, I'd never seen anyone jump out of the audience and say, hey, you say one more joke about roaches or being poor, and goddamn it, it's trouble. I've never, we talked about everything. We talked about crackheads and talked about everybody and everything, and no one ever jumped up out the audience and said a word.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Mandy, what do you think? Cancel culture.
Just being a part of the LGBT community, you see a lot of that shit. And I'm just not the gay comedian. You know what I mean? I say every fucking thing. I tell the gay community what I don't agree with them. I tell the straight community. But I just feel like if I was to ever really make it big, I'd probably be canceled.
Be canceled real
I'd
quick.
be canceled. That's why I gotta get in, get my bread, and get the fuck out.
And get out.
Smash and grab.
My motherfucking ass.
That's what's up.
I mean, if you've been to one of my shows, you'll know I say anything. I don't give a fuck. I'll be up there pulling out dicks, all type of shit. I don't care. I do not care. Cancel me. But don't say the word dyke. Don't say dyke.
What about bull dagger?
I don't care. I don't know nothing about them. I was born. I'm from Greenbrier. We ain't go by bull.
That's what I came up. That was a word that was used when I came up. It was a bull dagger.
Yeah.
That's what they called dykes back in the day. Bull dagger.
Steve, you just said dyke, man. So you want me to up the strap?
So wait,
Please don't do that.
Explain. Okay, no,
No,
it's
we're not going to.
It's not just
show.
It's derogatory.
That's what
I
I
mean,
heard.
it's just like it's derogatory.
Okay.
It's derogatory.
Okay. I mean, I came up saying fag and bull dagger. We came up saying that. That's what we. You know what I mean? And no one was offended.
Stephen, because now
no one was offended. I mean, we would ask somebody, "Hey, buddy, are you a fag?" And they'd say, "Yeah, sure I am," and it would be that.
He said, "Sure I am."
That was my nickname in high school.
Hey, fag.
Yeah.
That's what they call cigarettes in UK.
I'm like,
Yeah,
hell,
they
I
do.
would have rather been called Destiny's Child because Destiny's Child. I got that one too.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, they were like, no, cut out the middle, man. Just go right for it.
Okay, Freddie, what do you think about cancel culture?
I think it's really silly because I grew up. I don't know. I'm not a size 0. If y'all didn't notice, you know what I mean.
You Jill Scott.
But like back in the day, why you laughing, Misha? Back in the day, it was just fat this, fat that. Now it's like body sensitivity and stuff, and it's like people, like you said, people are too fucking sensitive. Like, grow the fuck up.
Yeah,
it's okay. Unbitch yourself.
Yeah.
Unbitch yourself.
Take a double shot.
Yeah, double shot.
Yeah, sensitivity is at an all time.
It is
way too high.
We've done something. I don't know. But I'm not down with the cancel culture because people can change though too. Like you maybe felt something back in the day, maybe tweeted it, and then you feel something different now. And like you said, if you're going back that far and reaching
years ago,
like I found, unless it's blackface at your Ku Klux Klan party in 1985, and now you're not, that's different. Then and that's different.
Note to self: delete that from my.
Delete that.
Destin's been.
If Freddie doesn't take $1,
Destin's had his phone under the desk notes.
Burn the Polaroids.
Damn.
Gotta do that Wheel of Fortune scroll there.
How many comics should a show have? You guys think?
15. 15.
Not-
15. 9 minutes. We're gonna start 2 hours later. It's gonna be great.
We're gonna be there for 8 hours to watch comedy.
Now let's hear your serious opinion.
My serious opinion. Honestly, I think an ideal show for me is like 2 and a headliner, because that's just enough time to keep the audience engaged. You might do a little quick bucket spot just for somebody who's new or something, but you don't want to have too many Man, I've been on shows where it's been 20 of us on the flyer, and it's like we here for hours.
But then that should make you question why.
That part.
Because it shouldn't take 20 comedians to sell out no venue. It shouldn't even take.
The crowd is the comedians.
If you got 4 on the flyer, they should be able to sell out that venue.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mike, what do you think?
I was gonna say 3 to 4. Like you said, the bucket spot for some newer ones. But opener, feature, headliner. And like you said, maybe throw in a newbie
Oh,
at
yeah.
an open spot to get them some stage time.
Back in the day, it was always like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always.
Yeah, I always, my shows I do 4 because there's me up front, and then I give two feature spots and then the headliner, and I do that strictly so I can give more up and coming comics the opportunity
A
to
little
do
more
the
time?
longer
Yeah.
sets.
Yeah.
Because
For
a
sure.
lot of open mics, you're doing 5, maybe 10 at most. So I like to give 2 comics the opportunity for like a 20-minute spot or a 15-minute spot or something like that.
Plus, they could put that on their, their roster for doing shit.
I would say I've only ever produced one show with more of an.
My hydraulics went out.
Mine did too over here. I struck, but nobody's seen it, so I've been trying to.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all had timers on y'all?
Yeah, I've only ever done 4. I've done one show with 38.
38?
What?
38?
You were on that.
Which one was that?
Death Fest.
Oh, but that was a festival.
It was
like,
it was spread out and staggered.
Yeah.
So it was,
So that's not the
Marathon,
same.
marathon comedy. Yeah.
I mean, but when you're
but
young
typically 4.
and when you're new to it, like that's your time to get on stage. So it's like you take what you can
gotta
get
take them at
sometimes.
the beginning,
And it's practice though, because
Right.
it helps you with way different crowds. You get a very eclectic sense of crowds.
I
so.
just think
But-
you have to be really, really strategic, especially
That
when you're
too.
putting your own productions together. See,
Yeah.
I'm more of a production type person. I'm bringing the motherfuckers that's bringing the crowds.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you come on my show, I need you to have some type of fan base. You know what I mean? Because I'm not asking you to sell tickets. I'm just going to pay you, and you come and you show up. Show
Right.
up. That's all I'm asking you to do. But still, when they see you on my flyer, have somebody be like, he gonna be at her show, I'm going.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? I just believe it should be, and I think maybe, because I've hired multiple, but I do believe it should only be opener, but I always add a host. So it should be 3 and a host.
3 and a half.
Yeah, I love a host. I love a motherfucker who can keep the crowd going in between. And
But you gotta have a host.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta have a host. That's What do you guys think about comics being in competition?
Like in
doing comedy competitions,
No.
or like in competition, like me and you battling
me
for
and
show
Destin.
time.
Yeah.
I be
That's
battling with
just
Destin
so
all the
stupid.
time.
Yeah.
Well, it could be different type of competitions because what I see here in Columbus is hate. I don't even see it as competition. I just see motherfuckers hating on each other. For what?
I'm cool with a friendly competition. Like I'm gonna push you to be better. You push
Oh,
me
yeah,
to be better.
yeah.
That I'm okay
It's not
with.
like that
Yeah, right,
here.
right, right.
It's
yeah.
not like that.
If
here.
you're just hating on somebody because they're doing better than you,
Yeah.
screw yourself.
Yeah.
Doing cutthroat stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm ready for some new comedy friends. Push me, Mike. Like
Yeah,
for real.
I got
Like
you.
I want to be pushed. I don't want to be hiring motherfuckers that secretly envy me behind closed doors.
That's
and
what's
telling
crazy.
the other comedians.
That's what's crazy.
I want to see
Yeah.
all comics succeed in this business.
No doubt.
Like, I don't know if you're not that type of person in this business, you're in the wrong fucking
Right.
You're in
business.
the wrong
Yeah.
business.
Right.
You are.
Ain't we
You
here?
are.
Ain't we here to make people laugh?
Yeah.
We've gotten
Collaborate
so
together.
far from that shit
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
Columbus
Yeah.
that we not even making the
And
fans
looking at
laugh
it like
anymore.
it's a fraternity.
Yep.
It is. Do you think surgeons sit up and talk about each other?
Hell no.
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 Like, don't go to Dick. That son of a bitch, he'll butcher your ass to death. Don't you dare go to that goddamn. You know what he did to Mr. So-and-so? You know, you never hear,
They're studying.
oh my God.
They're
oh my
working on
God.
their
Come
next
on.
surgery.
It's
And,
Like-
a fraternity.
and they got policies where they can't disclose,
Right.
right? So maybe comedians we need to put some policies in place. These motherfuckers just don't got no rules. None.
Well, it's a lot of
Yeah.
comics now that just should be promoters.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, can you say that shit again?
They know the business.
Man, Lord. Boom.
They know the
Hey, I
business.
didn't. Hey, Stephen G said it. You niggas need to find yours right lane, man.
Yeah.
Y'all in the way.
Shouldn't be on the stage except for wrapping up mic cords and shit after the show's over with.
Ooh, you want to put some names on it?
That's when you
All right, now-
should be on the stage.
Hey, I agree with you though.
But it's a lot of
It's a lot of
because
people on the way.
They know the business, and so be a promoter. You know the business. You like comedy.
Right.
You know
Still
It's
make a
okay
good living
liking
being a
it.
promoter.
you can still
Yeah.
make a good living. You can still host shows.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hell, a lot of time your name is on the flyer.
Exactly.
You're still getting your name out there. You don't have to be on stage. If you're good at promoting comedy,
Oh, my God.
putting on comedy, put on comedy.
It's about 10 people that should quit right now in the city and start promoting.
Because I know after this shit air, they gonna be,
It's about 10
We
of them.
live,
It's
right?
about 10 of them.
Thank
We
you,
live.
G.
I
We
mean,
ain't
you know,
recorded.
I'm
This
just,
is live.
I'm just keeping it
You said
100. I'm
10.
just keeping it a buck. It's about 10.
About 10.
It's about 10.
Thank you,
They know the
Steve J.
business. They've been doing it a long time, and they know the business, and you should just be promoters.
Okay, cause my point just be like, if you've been in the game so many years, if it's not like what you really trying to do, then it's just a hobby.
There you go.
Yeah.
That
So
part.
get the
Yeah.
fuck on.
There you go.
It's
A
a lot
lot
of
of-
motherfuckers
Yeah,
that's
just hobby.
Just
Like,
hobby,
I don't
hobby.
really take it seriously. I'm just doing this for fun. It's like, well, get out of some people's way because they
Yeah.
wanted
Yeah.
that stage
Sure,
time.
sure.
You
You
know,
just took stage time from somebody trying
Right.
to
You
make a
should
career
just
out
be
of
an
this.
open mic there.
Yeah.
You
that,
know.
yeah, you should just be on open mics.
and not performing, sitting there in the seats watching, please.
Yeah.
What is overkill?
Underrated. Overkill is underrated in my opinion. You know, I'm out there to kill every room. I'll overkill a room. I mean, I want people leaving there holding their sides, crying, laughing. I think overkill was underrated.
I think when I think of overkill, I think when a comedian is on stage and they're telling a joke and then they just keep at the same joke.
And it ain't hitting.
So everyone's not laughing.
2 or
at
3
you.
minutes
Yeah, like
on the same subject.
yeah, like nah, bro, I don't want to keep talking to you about this. Like,
Yeah.
Stop. So yeah, that's overkill to me.
Yeah, the same.
I'll
Same
say if we're
thing, Freddie?
Same
if we're
thing.
talking about that though, killing a joke on
Yeah,
stage,
like,
then no,
stop.
yeah, I'm not with that.
Yeah, like you keep
you-
beating a dead horse.
it's
a little
funny.
Bit, yeah.
and
move
move
on.
on.
But I've seen nationals do that. Like when I watch a
Daniel
lot of,
Tosh used to do that. He was
Yeah.
notorious for doing
Yeah, he
that.
would.
He would.
He would.
He would even say on stage, "I like to do this until there's only about 2 or 3 people laughing in the room." It's like,
Yeah.
I don't, like why? I
Why?
get it. That's kind of funny, but like you killed. Move on.
Move
I'm
on.
leaving. Like I don't want to keep hearing this.
It's crazy because I think some of them do it because they don't get the response that they thought they were going to get at
Yeah.
first.
Well,
Yeah.
the first 10 times. Come on now.
Like
Yeah.
Then they just
come on.
keep on and keep on and keep on.
If it doesn't
And then,
work twice.
and
move
then
on.
something I like to say to young comic, any young comics listening, never acknowledge a joke not going over.
Yeah.
I've seen people do this, and they, you guys didn't like that, or what? That nothing kills your set more than you acknowledging a joke not
Yeah.
going over. You act like that wasn't even a joke,
Drop them jewels, Steve.
like
J.
it was a segue.
Yeah.
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 You talk right through that. Don't wait
Don't point it out.
like it's that was supposed to be the funny part, guys. No, never
Yeah.
acknowledge
Was it funny?
a joke not going over. Never.
That's crazy.
Young comics, you listening? Never acknowledge a joke not being funny. Never.
Shit, I'm listening too. Thank you. I'm good, Jules.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. What's the biggest name comics you guys worked with?
Biggest name comic I worked
Yeah, Mike,
with was.
biggest name.
Say everyone's gonna look at me for this one.
Yeah,
I was,
you're 11 years in.
11, yeah.
With Steve Sabo. He's had his own HBO special. And
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Steve to death. We still talk every day.
Sweet.
He's
every
he's
day.
booking shows. He's booking rooms. He's emailing me every day. I got this
That's what's
show. I
up.
got that show. I got this show.
Beautiful.
And it's funny because we had lost touch after I had opened for him, and I was brand new into the game when I opened for him. And we reconnected later, and he was just like, "What's your name?" And I said it, and he was just like, "I know that name." I was like, "Yeah, I opened for you, like 4 years ago." And he was like, "Oh my God, that's right," because he saw me on Facebook. For everyone out there, my real name isn't Mike Bono. It's the longest name you can ever possibly have. So I had to shorten that shit so people can actually say my full name is Michael Bonaventura.
Oh, you said you
You're
were Italian,
Italian,
so I was
you're
ready
Italian,
for
yeah.
it, yeah.
And I'm glad.
What are we doing over here?
What's
What's the matter, you? That just brought me back to all of my family. But yeah, I mean, I love working with Steve. He's a great dude. I've read all of his books. I'll give his books a shameless plug for any new comic out there. The one book I will say you can read, and I'm not a reader, and I read this book cover to cover twice is How to Fail at Stand-Up Comedy.
I think I have that
Okay.
book in my repertoire.
It gives you all the things that he learned from failing in the business starting out and what not to do.
Okay.
yeah.
It is a must read. I've read it. Like I said, I don't read unless it's ESPN the magazine. I'm not reading
something like
shit.
that,
Something
yeah.
like that. I'm not reading.
So, Mike, you said you about to gift us all the book next time we see you.
I ain't getting paid for the book. You better talk to Steve. True,
Steve, bro.
Steve better give me a cut of that.
I know that's real.
No doubt about it. Same question to you, Freddie.
Oh, me?
Biggest name person
Biggest name,
that you've worked with so far, thus far.
I don't even consider I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I know you work with me, but no, don't.
I worked with you. I mean,
Shit, that's my answer. Damn it.
Destin,
Yeah, so you.
Stephen G, the Ripper.
I guess, like, Hope Flood let me open
Hope
for her.
Flood. That's my girl. I
Hope
love
Flood
Hope.
let me open for her. I opened for talent. I graduated from Mark Gregory's workshop,
Okay.
and Shang hosted when I was in LA. So, and I mean Mike Bonner out of Detroit.
Yeah, Mike is
Yeah.
a great comic.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not saying those names like we're buddies and everything like that.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
yeah, you know him. Yeah,
I opened for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
no doubt.
I worked with
you
him,
worked
so
with
it
him.
was fun. It was interesting, but I'm still kind of scared to reach out to people because like I don't want to feel like I'm bothering people, you know. So like you said,
it's a fine line.
yeah, you know, because
It really
then
is.
they'll approach, be like, "Who's this
No,
crazy bitch?"
Well,
You know what
they'll
I'm
be
saying?
like,
So-
I'm not a promoter. What you calling me for?
Right.
Yeah, it's a fine line between a friendship with comics
Right.
and like, dude, shut the fuck up.
Right.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you when I got a show that I'm going to put you on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
a fine line you got to
Like I have their numbers, but I know they're busy too. You know what I mean?
Destin, same question.
So
Biggest act.
after Stephen G, the Room Ripper,
Thank you so much. That's high praise, man.
I'll say I did get a freak opening for Nate Bargatze one time when
All
I was
right.
What's
pretty
up?
early on. I didn't
up?
get to talk to the guy too much,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just one of those openers. And I was at a festival in Grand Rapids, the Gilda's Laugh Fest, and
Nice.
just I happened to be literally in the right place, right time, and an opener wasn't there. So like someone like recognized, and they're like, "Hey, do time." And 'cause
Nice.
I had a short set to begin the festival, so I stuck around. And but yeah, and then also I've worked with Andy Merrill, who he actually is the voice of Brack. He also did comedy out in LA for a time. He came back.
Nice.
And then I mean, you know, Jason Banks, obviously, you know,
Yeah.
Columbus hero there, and yeah. So
Okay.
Bargatze, to answer your question, that was a whole lot of talking for what could have just been the Bargatze.
That's all right,
I
Mandy.
appreciated it.
So
Same question.
I ain't opened up for no like big people because I normally just open up for me. But whenever I go viral, there's like some more comedians, some of your nationals that have said to me, "Welcome to the comedy game.
That's what's up.
Stay persistent, stay true to yourself, work on your craft." And so, only thing I can ask for is hopefully in the next 1 to 2 years that I'm opening up for some of those bigger names because I'm trying to go for the super big fish. And I just want to. The culture we in right now is you can become like somebody could see my shit tonight and I could be gone tomorrow.
Right.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Sure.
so-
It can happen like
So
that.
what
It
I'm
can.
trying to do is be seen. That's what I'm trying to do. And when one of them big ones see me, I know I'm gonna be gone.
Steve Martin went from $500 to $5,000 overnight. Overnight.
Steve Martin, dope too.
Overnight.
Love Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Grew up watching a lot of his shit, man.
I've always said, you know, I don't need a million people to see my shit. I need
No, the right
person.
to
Just
see
all it takes
my
is
stuff.
one.
It
Yes,
only
man.
takes one. Someone's like, "Oh, I'm only getting like 10 views on this. I only get like 100 views on this." It's like, you don't know who those 100 people
Right.
are.
Right,
Yeah,
Like,
right.
exactly.
You
You're the
don't.
right
Right.
100 people to
Mike
see you.
Epps used to tell me that all the time.
For real.
Just one person needs to see you, Steve. That's it.
Yeah.
'Cause
Two
look,
shares, but who shared it?
If you
Right.
And where'd they
if you-
share it to?
If you think back, it don't even have to be a comedian that see you. Shaquille
Right.
No,
O'Neal was a
no,
big comedy
no.
head. He used
No.
to put on productions.
Like I just said, comics aren't promoters, so
Yeah.
don't look for the comics to
Yeah.
put you on.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm not. I'm not. I just remember like even P. Diddy did a comedy special, Bad Boys of Comedy. That was one of my favorite. Watching him bring them comedians out. So I want them. I need the motherfucker with the bread. You feel me? I need the ones with
I
the
missed
bread.
doing that. I was in a little trouble. I couldn't do that.
Oh, yeah, it's Bad Boys of Comedy.
Yeah, I was a bad boy at the time.
Damn.
Yeah, I couldn't. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Largest crowd you guys ever performed in front of? Largest crowd. Freddie, let's start here. Largest crowd. How many people?
I'm gonna say the Funny Bone, and I'm not
That's
gonna
like
try
what, 300 at
to.
capacity?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
And that I'm not trying to brag, but it was my first stand up, like my graduation at workshop with Mark Gregory, and he said, "Who y'all here for?" And the whole motherfucking place literally said Freddie Simone. So I was like, "Oh,
How about that?
oh, y'all love me." So I think that that was my biggest crowd. I'm thinking.
Okay, Destin.
Upwards of 500.
Nice.
And let me tell you, one of the worst gigs I've ever had.
Aw.
It was a biker benefit show.
Okay.
And the lead singer of the headlining band, we were good friends. We went to karaoke together, and he's like, "Hey, you should do stand up at this thing." And I was like, at this point, I'm like 500 people that could like me. Also, good karma points. It's for a benefit.
Yeah.
I offend people for a living. I need all the good karma points I can get. So I do it. And I know in his heart of hearts, he thought he was doing me a favor by putting my 15 minutes to stand up right before the headlining band.
Oh no.
And the entire time, it's people like, get off the
Hurry
stage.
up.
We want to hear the band.
Yeah.
I'm bombing the whole time. And I get to my final joke. And there's a dude that like literally just flat out even says, like, get the band on the stage, get off, turn the music on, stuff like that. And I'm like, hey man, I have one more joke, and don't worry, that's gonna happen. Let me have this. And I was like, hey, by the way, I drove in with you at the same time. I was like, nice hog. And he's like, psh, I know.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, and your bike is cool too.
Yeah.
And he was saying the woman he was with, monster of a woman too.
Oh.
That got a huge laugh. But it also got him and a couple other people to stand up, charge the stage, and I'm like,
Oh my
out
God.
this bitch. I was like, Wile E. Coyote. I went through the back, kitchen door open.
500 bikers.
Yeah. Well, not 500 of them, but 50, and that's enough to fuck you up.
That's enough.
Door opens up. A hand reaches out for me. I grab it. He shuts it, locks the door behind me, so it buys me some time. And I say before I see who it is, I'm like, thanks for the hand. And I look, and it's the one-armed motivational speaker that was closing out the whole time.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I'm just digging to the rock bottom at this
Oh
point.
my God.
I get out, I get in my car, I turn it on, and just as I do, I see the door open up, and I see that same mob walking out. So I peel out of this.
Yeah, talk about the irony.
So yeah, that was upwards of 500 people, and it was not good.
Mike, how many people?
It's about 250, 300, the most I've performed in front of, I would say. I've done some big shows. I mean, I don't know how many were at that festival because they were all scattered like bees, but yeah, probably 200-300.
Mandy?
My show did 450 to 500. 2021. It was called the All Eyes on Me comedy show. It was dope as fuck. It was dope. That's all. The Columbus show, so much love. It was dope, and a lot of my shows turn out that way. So stay tuned for the next show date coming soon.
I did a show. It may have been 15,000 people.
Come on.
Dang.
There was an outdoor pavilion that they have in Detroit, right outside of the General Motors buildings, and it's like a huge park, and they got seating and everything. It's like a pavilion thingy, and all of this and I was opening for Bruce, and I learned my first profound lesson that day. I came on stage. Bruce says, "Great set. You been paid yet?" I said, "No, I haven't seen the guy." He said, "Well, I'm not going out there until they give me my money." The guy introduced Bruce 3 times. Bruce didn't walk out. He was like, Bruce! And it's nothing. Bruce is like, "You better go get that guy." He does it again. "All right, they ready? Bruce! Nothing. He does it. Then we see the guy. He's running down the hall. He's running. He's full speed. They go in the back room, pays Bruce. Bruce comes out, he says, now introduce me. Guy introduces him, he walks out there, he said, I'm much funnier with the money in my
I
pocket.
know that's right.
Flat out.
Goes out, he says, go in there, the guy's going to pay you. Most profound lesson I learned.
Get paid before.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
get
yeah.
paid before.
Get paid.
I
Unless
learned
it's the
that
funny
too.
bone or something like that you know you're going to get
Yeah.
paid. You know, other than that, you don't know these people.
Give me
And if
my
it's
money.
the first time working with them, I'm here. Let's do the math. That's what I say.
Bet.
Let's do the math. I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
not going
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Let's do the math. I'm funnier with the money in my pocket. I stole that
Yeah.
from Bruce. I am funnier with the money in my pocket. I don't want to
can
be
dig
on
that.
stage worrying about, where's he going? Outside?
Yeah,
It's a fucking guy who's paying. He's leaving. You don't want to be, you're more comfortable with the money in your pocket.
Flat out.
Been burned by that, myself. The guy just didn't pay me. I won't say names. on
Yeah,
here, but,
well, you know now.
it-
You
yeah.
get the,
I
if it's
do
like
too.
that, you
It-
get the money up front. And
Yeah.
and I'll tell you this, if a person doesn't want to give you deposit money, they're
Yeah.
not serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
They're
learned
not
that
serious.
I tell people all the time. I mean, I'm from West Virginia. I drive a big truck. I need at least gas money to
Yeah.
get there
At
right
least.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And gas for my truck is $100. So
too. I don't leave until I
That's,
get
you got to
that
cash
deposit.
at me $100. He was
Right.
talking about the show.
Yep.
Flat.
Cash at me $100, and I know you're serious.
Yep.
Flat out. Money talk.
Show canceling. This is why you get a deposit, because when they cancel, at least you got the deposit.
Yep.
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 And a lot of people cancel. They don't cancel a month out. No, they cancel like
The
a
day
week
of.
away.
Before
Day
the
of.
I've said I've had
hour
day of.
before.
I've had day of like
Day of cancellation.
day of
Yeah.
cancellation. I'm about to drive 2.5, 3 hours
Yep.
to this show, and I got in my car, in my truck, and my phone dinged, and I looked, and it was the promoter. Show's off. I was
Shows
like,
off.
I mean,
Yeah.
when were you going to tell us this?
Yeah,
Like, you
yeah.
going to wait till
When
day
you was
of to cancel the
halfway?
show?
My 30 years in this business, it's happened. I don't know how many times, and they'll call like that day, like it was like, and then you don't know how many shows you've turned down because you've already
Yeah,
booked.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then if
But
you
hey,
have
I
a
can't be there. I'm
following-
going to be in Mississippi or Missouri or wherever. I can't make it. I can't make it. I can't make it. Now you've turned down 500, 600, 700 $1,000 for
Yep.
this guy to cancel.
Yeah.
You gotta get deposit money, or they're not serious.
Yep.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You hear me, Destin? They're not serious.
That's right.
How much time do you guys dedicate to your writing, to your stand-up? How much time? How much practice?
Realistic.
Freddie, go ahead.
I was gonna say realistically, I would like to do about half an hour every day to write. But
Uh-huh.
realistically, I have a whole life and some kids and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But so I jot things down throughout the day, so it's continuous writing all day. I carry my notebook with me.
Mandi, how much time you devote?
Shit, man. I just, I probably, I sit and like I got my comedy book now. I'm always jotting in that book, or I'm always writing on the walls. So it's just like I don't know how much time really, because I just do instant thoughts. So it's like I get the instant thought, then maybe over the weekend. On Sundays, I normally try to sit down for about 30 minutes and put those instant thoughts together and format them out to like, all right, well,
Make
what
sense.
was that? Yeah.
Make sense of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike?
I just live my life and then report about it on stage. So
That's
you
sort of
know,
what I do, yeah.
And like Mandy said, my book's always with me, and I'm always, if I think something's funny, I'm writing it down.
Yeah.
Gotta get it down or you'll forget it.
Yeah, and the nice thing is now too, with everybody having a cell phone in their pocket, if I'm not within arm's reach of my
Notes.
my notebook, I pull my phone out and it's right into my notes. I have probably 1,000 notes in a folder on my notes tab. It just says
Great.
comedy.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Destin, same question.
I'll say half an hour at least a day, and then at bare minimum, I have at least a premise a day. Like in my
Yeah.
notes-
Every
my
day.
notes
It's
app.
got to be every day.
I have to
At
have
least.
Every
one.
single day.
Yeah.
One premise a day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah.
At least
For
one.
sure. I agree.
How we look on time, sis?
Time to wrap it up.
Time to wrap it up. We'd like to thank you all so very much
Yeah.
for this first show. Thanks to my all my guests. Freddie Simone.
Yes.
Tell them where you're going to be and how they can
You
see
can-
you or get in touch
find
with
me.
you?
You can
Yeah.
find me on Instagram, Freddie.Simone. That's FREDDIE Simone, SIMONE. I'll be at Columbus Funny Bone next week, Wednesday.
All right.
The 18th. I'll be in Newark, November 2nd. Mystery comedy show. I'll be at Space Bar on the 28th in a Halloween costume doing something for Star House. I'll be a lot of places, but if you go to my Instagram, you'll figure that
You'll
out.
find out. Mandy.
Listen, catch me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Mandi Cobb; Instagram, Cobb City; TikTok, the Mayor Cobb City. Be looking out for my upcoming podcast, The Classroom, presented by Slapstick Comedy, and stay tuned for my next show date. Peace.
Mike Bono.
You can find me on all social media at Mike Bono Comedy. Or on my website, I have all my show dates up there, themikebono.com. You can also hear me weekly every Wednesday on my podcast, the Ride Home Rants podcast. And yeah, I mean, I'm a one-trick pony, you know, Ride Home Rants and at Mike Bono Comedy, where you can
All
find
right.
me.
Destin Richardson.
So the real Destin Richardson on all social medias. Also, my website www.destinrichardson.com. Also, same exact 2 dates Freddie said. Columbus Funny Bone, October 18th. My own show in Newark, November 2nd. Also, October 20th here in Columbus, Hot Fuss Comedy Show is my DJ DZ Sweets character. November 1st, Go Bananas Comedy Club in Cincinnati, and then Washington D.C. November 5th, Pagliacci's Comedy Club in Jeanette, aka Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, November 11th.
All right, we'd
Nice,
like to thank you
nice.
guys for coming out. I appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Great luck and success to you all in your careers.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
I've been your host, Stephen G. This is All Things Comedy, Slapstick Comedy Entertainment. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you guys. It was nice talking to you guys.
It was a pleasure.
That was good. That was pretty good.
You done recording?
Show.
I
Okay,
wasn't
Mike's
bad.